Choose you this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I took out my transmission and almost took it apart in total turmoil. So I ordered the wrong belt to fix it. Well, the good news is I got all my clothes on the line. The bad news is I got one of the two belts in. Don't know whatever happened to the other belt. The manual has them labeled backwards. Online I thought had them backwards, but it actually had them right. The longer belt is the drive belt, shorter belt is the deck belt apparently. But anyway, it took me about 15, 20, 30 minutes, maybe even 40 minutes to try to get the too short drive belt on. But I realized something before I even started getting the drive belt on. It was kind of just the learning experience and realized it's too short. Look at that. Just spins and spins, and the axles don't line up anymore. When I let the clutch out a couple times real fast, it'll take off and forward, kind of slow and go, and get to top speed. But like I said, with the pulley on there, not just one-handed. But anyway, pulley on there. Just absolutely nothing. So now I got the brake disconnected, which I got new pads for. Actually, it only takes one pad, so I got an extra pad. I noticed this bolt was missing up over here, so I'll be sure to make sure I put that back in. But it looks like it's pretty simple. That bolt, these two bolts, and that bolt, and the rear end will drop out, and then I can go at it, all the little bolts around. I can go and get all the little bolts out from the top, and maybe it's just a pin or something broke. That'd be nice. Well, I got the rear end out, and I feel like a bit of a retard. As I'm unhooking it, I'm like, oh, I still got one more thing connected. And I'm trying to figure out, is this guy to the clutch or something? But I don't remember, it's all belt drive. Then I realized, oh, the gear selector. I bet it was the neutral. Sure enough. There you go, there's the axle turning. So my rear end's fine, it is the belt indeed. So time to clean this off, put it back in. Might as well do the brake while I'm at it and just wait for that belt. Reorder it if I can't find it laying around. Goodness gracious. All right, well, a couple of days ago, I was kind of freaking out, thinking my transmission busted a pin or something in it when it was just not putting the gear when I was checking it out. My fault, but I learned how to take the transmission out and everything. I still got to replace this tire, but as much trouble as I had seating the bead, I'm putting it off. Same with the steering link. That one's still working, so I'll leave it alone, but I put the upgraded one over here, and with this upgrade and this better tire, it already feels a lot easier to steer and a lot tighter. So I finish this up. Imagine these things right here get done, and it'll be as tight as a car around the corners. But anyway, I took the deck off, flipped it over, and it had about this much stuff built up on it. It's the deck from my dad's old lawnmower, so go figure. Part of that's my fault though for not maintaining it up to this point, but I went ahead and took it, flipped it over, took my little shallow shovel and scooped it out, and then rinsed it out real good, washed it up, cleaned top and bottom, set it back up on there. I don't know what happened to the belt for it. It was supposed to have come about 2 weeks ago, I ain't seen it UPS. Maybe they dropped it off at a neighbor's house. Maybe they dropped it off here, I got it, and I just totally forgot about where it is, but I pulled these tarps up the other day. I've gone up, under, and around, and through every little nook and cranny, and it's nowhere to be found. So then I got the seat. I really need to get a new one, but so far the cheapest one I found is about $70, $75. And it only goes to about here. The ones that go about here, closer to 120 to 150. But for that price range, I think starting out getting the ones with the armrest and everything. I used to have a canopy for this thing when I first got it. It used to be about 120 bucks. Who knows what they cost now. I'll have to get back up on you with that when I decide to get one. I still got the bagger system. Got me a little ball hitch for the trailer hitch. I got a boat trailer over there that as soon as I get the tires to hold air, I can go and build a little deck or something. I can sit here and ride it around. Still got to get new back tires, but the tubes in it are holding up, so I'll leave them alone. And still haven't got the headlights working, but it does still run good. Decent oil. Probably go ahead and do the oil change real soon. Nice full tank of gas finally. Not finally, but what I should say is I finally got to go get somebody to take my gas can to the store to fill it up with non-ethanol fuel. It took a little while to get all that lined up, but I got a big gas can, so when I get it filled up, it stays filled up. Anyway, I still got to figure out how to level this deck right. I kind of just lack some tools. I think I just need to tighten that side up, but it's real hard to tighten up. And last but not least, I got the brakes working on this. I think I need to tighten it up just a little bit and try to find that threshold where it's, you know, tight enough, but it's not dragging at all. I should probably get some brake parts cleaner too, because it was pretty greasy and covered up, and I just did my best with some soap, water, and Windex and wiped it off, but probably wouldn't hurt to get some brake parts cleaner up in there. These things here are pretty cool. They work good for changing blades, and if I hit something and bend the deck, I can get in there and pow, 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 like I had to do a couple of times with this. As I'm learning where the tricky spots in the yard are. But you know, put that, what I'm gonna do with that tire, by the way, is I've got a couple extra rims, but they're white ones and not gray. So when I get around to it, I'm gonna take that tire and tube off, put it on one of those white tire and wheels as a backup, as a spare tire. That way, one of these tires goes flat on the job, I just go run over and grab this thing and toss it on, and it gives me a tire to have as a buffer in between. Part of me is really wishing I'd have done that with the old lawnmower that me and my dad tossed out. Would have kept the old wheels off of it, so, or at least one of them, so I could do what I just talked about, having a nice on-demand spare. And same with the rear end, man. With the rear, you know, same with the rear end. With the rear end breaking the way it did, it'd have been nice to have had that spare motor to toss it up under there, but it is what it is now. Anyway, I guess you all want to actually see it in motion, huh? That's all she wrote.
Answer the phone, Joshua.